Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Twitter lunatics, DM me. I answer them all. No offense to people. You're not all lunatics, but it's a good title. How's my hair look, by the way? Look how fluffy it is. This is what your hair looks like when you don't use shampoo. This is how your hair can look as a man if you just don't use shampoo. Shampoo's a scam. All right. I'm opening my DMs, and I'm just going to answer them as they come in. I got hundreds that came in. So, we're going to have to go quick. Do you have faith in the millennial generation? I do. What would you do if you were simple dad ravaged by the tyranny of divorce court? I think he means single dad. What would I do if I were a single dad ravaged by the tyranny of divorce court? I wouldn't talk like that. I wouldn't hang out with MRAs, victim mindset people. There are legitimate issues with men and men's rights and divorce court. But if you get in that victim circle jerk, you're going to be like a liberal SJW. Always crying about the establishment. You got screwed. Deal with it. By the way, I put $10,000 of my own money towards the Red Pill. Watch The Red Pill, directed by Cassie J, executive producer or associate producer. I don't know. I put up 10 grand of my own money. P.S. Your baby is super cute. Well, this is someone else. Thank you. There's actually another question. Following you on Twitter makes me really happy. Got myself a Trump cap all the way to Germany to trigger leftists. Keep up the good work. God bless you. Well, God bless you too. I'm glad to know that we're making a difference. Germany needs a lot of help. Yeah, she's cute too. I mean, one thing you notice in life is that girls that follow me on Twitter, more likely than not, they're going to be attractive. Just the way it is. I don't know why that is, but girls who read feminist blogs are ugly. Girls who read me, usually not ugly. So she was a cute one. I'm not going to show you a picture. I wouldn't objectify her like that publicly. What do you think the chances of another major war are in the next 10 years? Oh, better than 50%. Better than 50%. Hey, bud, rate my meme 1 to 10. Well, I'm not going to. I can't. I'm getting too many. All right. Whoa, this is a long one. What do we got going on? Okay, so this is more of a testimonial. This is more of a I made it. Good for you. So I wanted to say Gorilla Mindset parallels something most people lack, substance and faith. Long story short, I'm a person who had a drug addict from mom. 5 kids, all adopted out. I finally was adopted at 9, clinically deaf at 3, and parents adopted me and my brother. So I was saved from a lot worse of a life. My mom pushed me down. Wow, this is heavy. I'm not going to read this. Wow. If you're watching right now, good for you. But yeah, that's a little, but very, very happy to hear that. Yeah, but that's a little, I get a lot of, a lot of people, not everybody's had an easy life. But you know what? Your life is still yours, whatever life we have. How do you avoid more physical conflicts with lefties? Well, you can't. Political violence is actually going to ratchet up. There's no way to avoid political violence with lefties. Even if you stay home, they'll come into your home. So there's no way to avoid violence. The violence is going to increase. By the way, I talk my talk. Remember I had a couple of YouTubes go dead on me, and I said I had to have a system in place so that didn't happen again? I now have not 1, but 2 battery packs. So we got plenty of power. Excuse me. Hit the like button. If you want me to answer more questions, hit the like button. Shekels. You're right. I like shekels. You need shekels to live. One day you'll realize that you can't have hair like this unless you have shekels. You gotta have the shekels to look this good. I mean, imagine if I had no shekels, right? Jeez. Hair like this, you gotta have shekels. Gay. Okay. Any tips for a college student on how to handle liberal professors and the army of students blindly following them? Well, 1, don't go to college, which I recommend. 2 is argue with them, troll them, trigger them. I would be in the class all by myself. Cernovich, Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com. Hey, is she snoozing? I would argue with everybody in class. Why? Because it builds character. It is good, and you know what it also does? I didn't know this at the time because I was young and naive, and I didn't know about women. I was naive. Do you know how many women told me, not women, college girls, told me I had such a big crush on you, I would flirt with you, and you never made a move? And I was like, man, I thought you all hated me. Because I would be in all these classes, and I'd be arguing with everybody, and it would be me against the whole class, and I thought everybody hated me. Well, the beta males hated me, but chicks, they like that. I didn't know that at the time. Nobody tells you these things.
I wish I knew you in college.
I know, I was a total nerd face. You would have mistreated me.
No,
You would have maltreated me.
Mean.
You would have maltreated me.
No, I was not that.
Can you unblock people from YouTube? You blocked me my first time on. I'm new to all of this. I don't know how to do that. But I have I'm pretty quick block finger. Why? Because there's a lot of people want to talk to me. Hit the like button. I'm going to keep reading these. How would you reconcile being right-wing and the guerrilla mindset with trying to maintain some form of social status on a far-left campus in Cali? Bro, niche. Here's what you got to learn about the niche. Nobody teaches you about the niche, or the niche. I don't know how you say it. Is it niche market or niche? Niche. Look, here's the reality. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Guerrilla Mindset is not mainstream light. But you can have a niche. I don't know how that, whatever it is. So if I were me, knowing what I know now, I would be the right-wing extremists on college campus because there are a lot of girls who are tired of male feminist cucks and they don't like to have sex with them. They're undersexed. Do you know how undersexed college girls are right now? Man, believe me, I hear from them. College girls are not getting satisfied sexually because these beta male liberal lefty feminists are too afraid to make a move. They're too afraid to be passionate. So they're not having any fun.
I don't think anybody's undersexed in the dating app age.
College they are. I hear from them. How many college people do you talk to?
I'm pretty sure.
How many college people do you talk to? See, this is a classic example. Shauna knows about the world even though she doesn't talk to the youth. I talk to the youth. This is what I actually hear. So go be who you are, man. Go be who you are. Enough people are going to like you for who you are. Are a lot of people going to hate you? Sure, man. Sure. What are your must-read books? Go to DangerandPlay.com, type in books, and you will see. SNL trashes Alex Jones, tags him as racist. Okay, who cares? SNL is a loser website anyway. Lauren Southern goes indie. Thoughts? I don't know if Rebel Media probably couldn't afford her. She's big brand. How much is Lauren Southern worth as a brand? If she learned how to, if I'm Lauren Southern, this isn't how people think, and this is why people in media don't make any money. Lauren Southern, she's smart, well-read, yada yada, right? Well, if you want to make money too, you gotta know how to sell. If you can't sell books or you can't sell something, she ought to have a fashion guide with affiliate links. Do like half hybrid lifestyle, half hybrid political. She'd make way more money, definitely. What led you to becoming a Trump supporter? Were you originally liberal or nah? I was originally libertarian, and then I realized that you cannot have open borders and you cannot import people who are anti-libertarian, because if you want to be libertarian but you live in actually a democracy and you import voters who are anti-liberty, then you're not going to have libertarianism. And then I learned that libertarians are completely socially awkward dorks. They don't know anything about humanity, and they can't put two and two together. I want a libertarian utopia. What does that mean where there's the guy has to push a button? There's two red buttons. One button is libertarian utopia, open borders. The second button is people who are going to come to the country are going to vote for anti-libertarian policies, and the guy's like sweating. It's like, what do I do, right? So that was kind of like me as a libertarian, like, I believe in the free movement of people, and your GPS coordinates should not determine your destiny. Oh, but they're all going to vote for anti-libertarian policies. Whoosh, right? So I'm a closed border libertarian. When will you know the whole truth behind Pizzagate? You never will. Why? Because there's too many people in deep state involved in pedophilia, so the real story is never going to really get out there. There'll be a few there'll be a few people who are going to get arrested for pedophile and kind of stuff, but you're never really going to figure out the full extent of the pedophile ring in DC. At least not, I don't see how it happens. Who is your latest celebrity crush? Oh, that's great. I don't think I have any. Hey, Shauna, do I have a celebrity crush? Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer is my celebrity crush. What should the White House do about Lucien being accosted by John Decker? So Lucien was attacked, maybe even molested, depending on exactly what happened, by a homophobe Nazi named John Decker. Lucien should sue him, get a restraining order. Lucien should get a restraining order on John Decker, for sure. Why are people so unaware of what's going on in the world? Because the truth is scary. People want to feel like they have the illusion of control. And the reality is we don't have much control at all. So people, rather than just realize I don't have as much control as I thought I had, and the world is a much more evil place than I ever could have imagined. Hey, Dad. Hey, daughter. People would rather believe a lie. The truth is that as influential and as powerful as I am, I don't have that much control. If the deep state want to kill me, I'm going to be dead. If the deep state want to frame me for a heinous crime, it's going to happen. I have very, very little control over my life. And I'm reconciled with that. Most people, they don't want to reconcile that you have very little control of your life. But to me, that is actually empowering to know that I can't control a lot. I can't control a lot, but what I can control, I'll take control of. And that is where Gorilla Mindset is. What the hell happened to Schwarzenegger? He seemed awesome, pre-political aspirations. What is he always? Okay, there's young Arnold and old Arnold. Have you ever noticed when Arnold Schwarzenegger goes on Tim Ferriss or the Joe Rogan podcast or whatever, nobody says to Arnold, hey Arnold, what have you been up to in the last 5 years? What have you been up to in 10 years? Everybody wants to talk about Arnold the bodybuilder or Arnold and Terminator. Why? Because Arnold is a fucking loser. He's shit. He went to shit. He's garbage now. Young Arnold is watch Pumping Iron, read The Education of a Bodybuilder. Young Arnold is the man. His legend lives on. Old Arnold is he was a deadbeat dad, piece of trash, wanted everybody to like him, sold out Donald Trump, right? Couldn't make The Apprentice work. He's an old cuck. So young Arnold, that is who it is. But nobody says, hey, old Arnold, why are you such a cuck? That's what I want to see. By the way, hit the like button. If you think Arnold is now a cuck, old Arnold's a cuck, hit the like button. I want to see Joe Rogan or Tim Ferriss or somebody on his podcast say, hey, Arnold, why'd you become such a cuck? I read your old books and you are awesome. You are amazing, aspirational, and now you're just some Kennedy cuck. What happened? What happened to you? Why are you so pathetic? Right? Why are you so pathetic? Nobody's going to ask him that, though. But what they do is, nobody says, Arnold, what have you been up to in the past year? Nobody cares. Nobody cares what Arnold did after he was 45. And then that is the reality. So young Arnold, I still recommend if you're a man, you should read Education of a Bodybuilder. I'm reading Twitter DMs, guys. I'm not reading the YouTube comments. Your wife is brown. But having lived in LA, I know that yummy kind of brown, and she's really a cat. Okay, thank you. Mike, are you still going to do a joint media thing? Are me and Milo going to work together? We'll see. I'm down to work with Milo. We do need to coordinate more. There's definitely an issue of a lack of coordination, so we should coordinate more. What do you think it would take for the cognitive dissonance to reach critical mass in this country? There's not going to be a great awakening. But you only need 10% of people to rule the world, basically. I only need 10%. That's why when people complain, Mike, you're offending me, Mike is this. I'm just like, fine, you're not hardcore enough for me. We don't need 90% of the world. We only need 10% of the world. What's your opinion on Conor McGregor and his huge confidence? A lot of people have said that he's read Gorilla Mindset. That I've heard that from a lot of people. When is the Mike Cernovich World Tour? Man, needs to happen. I used to kind of follow liberalistic ideals of no humans are illegal, blah, 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 and utopia principles, but just doesn't work. Correct? You're correct. There is no... Here's what I always tell people. You might not care about nationalism, or even ethno-nationalism, but ethno-nationalism cares about you. So you can think all people are people, and all people are the same. It's what they thought in Europe. The Germans, and the Swiss, and the Swedish, well, the Swiss actually are smart, they've kept them out. The Swedish said, hey, we're all people, man, we're all people. We're all people. And then they let in all these other men from the Middle East, and they go, well, we don't view you as people, we view you as conquests. So you might learn that you might think we're all just human beings, and isn't that lovely sentiment? Isn't that great? Bill Nye the Science Guy. One time, one of the time I really cringed to Joe Rogan said, Bill Nye the Science Guy says we're all just people. And I was just thinking, man, that's a lot to unpack, bro, but what are you going to do, man? People are just, they want to believe the best, right? So you might think we're all people, but if the people who immigrate to your country don't think that, then guess what? You lose. You lose. So that we are all people only works if everybody accepts that. Have you seen the stuff going on in Rotterdam tonight? Rocks, some kind of drama with the Turkish people. Geet Wilders had a funny tweet, but otherwise I'm not paying much attention to it. Today's culture seems stagnant since the 80s, aka my youth. Is this normal in every human life that culture seems less fun as we age? No, it's the decline, bro. It's the decline. It's degeneracy. I mean, now I'm triggered when I think about the degenerate culture that you grow up in, where you could be a little girl and you're going to be in a bathroom and a woman is going to whip out a penis next to you, and you're told that is normal. You're told that that's... What do you say to that kind of stuff, right? That you live in a debased, degenerate society, and there's no question that it's worse. There's no question. Go look at old pictures of California. I was actually thinking about it today. California dreaming. Driving around my convertible, Pacific Coast Highway, beaches. That's what people think of California. That isn't California, most California. Bella, California, there are a lot of places in California that are indistinguishable from very impoverished parts of Mexico, right? So you're right. Your culture has betrayed you. You're an adult. I will not be surprised if the youth did an uprising against the old for betraying them. I definitely would not be surprised by this. Does your last name have a copyright as a boss last name? It's a trademark. Yeah, my name's trademarked. Gorilla Mindset's trademarked. Danger in Place trademarked. Uncle Cernovich, what's your advice for Canadian citizen to prepare for tough times ahead? Go to the gym, read a lot of books, have guns, store up food and water. Top skills you'd recommend to a man while he's still in college. Social skills, bro. Public speaking. How to make a YouTube. Public speaking, writing, body language, how to read body language, a little bit of martial arts, BJJ blue level. You don't have to go all the way up, but you should be able to neutralize 9 out of 10 kind of random everyday people in the street. You should have enough BJJ to do takedown defense, escape from the headlock, do your own takedown, close the distance, get the clinch, right? You should have at least a BJJ, like blue level martial arts. Go to the gym, bro. Go to the gym, read a lot of books. That's my advice. Every man of every age. If you're 70 years old, Mike, I'm 70, what should I do? Well, one, get TRT from your doctor, obviously. But otherwise, lift weights, go to the gym. You can never go wrong. I'm in Jamaica. Half my extended family lives in the state legally already. Feel like no future in Jamaica. Do you think it's wise to aspire to be a person of great value and eventually legally immigrate to America? Yeah, of course I do. If you're just talking self-interest, then definitely you should come to America. Hey, Mike, any advice for girls? I like your stuff for guys, but do you have any tips for us ladies? Well, I sure do. Women, it's harder to give advice to because ultimately we are hormonal beings. Our free will is controlled by testosterone levels or estrogen levels, progesterone. So women they have more going on, right, than men do. So men, it's easier to give advice. Women is more delicate and contextual. But generally speaking, as a woman, my advice is to definitely realize that if you were born pretty, being pretty is like a trust fund that you're going to burn out. So if you're a pretty girl and you're a basic bitch, then you're going to have a fun ride for 5-10 years, but you're going to be disaffected, you're going to be unhappy, and eventually you're going to lose them looks. And then what are you going to got? You're going to lose your looks. Everybody is man, woman. But with a man, if you have money, this is another thing nobody tells you. Joan Rivers said, I never stopped wanting to have sex, but finding people to have sex with me was different. So Joan Rivers, that's the thing with men and women nobody tells you because you can't be honest about this stuff. If you're Donald Trump is 70. Donald Trump, if he weren't with Melania, would not have any trouble getting women. Joan Rivers, a 70-year-old woman, not going to get men. Why? Because women and men are attracted to different things. Women are attracted to social status. Men are not attracted to social status. So one thing that a lot of women who read my stuff they're kind of like alpha male types, alpha women types. Great. I'm not going to tell a woman, hey, don't be an alpha male, right? Come on, or don't be an alpha woman. You got to live life on your terms however you like and find your own happiness. But a lot of them are like, but wait a minute, I have all this money and I have all this power, but men aren't attracted to that. Like, yeah, I know, men aren't attracted to social status from women. Men are attracted by different things. And it's just reality. So what are men attracted to? I don't know, pleasant, friendly. You don't feel like you're coming home into a war zone. You don't feel like you're going to get attacked and nitpicked and nagged for every little thing you do. As a man, the biggest fear is to have a nagging wife. That's always my biggest... Mike, what's your biggest fear? It isn't that one of these creepy stalkers is going to come get me. My biggest fear was I would look around and just think, man, having a nagging wife must be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, so Sean is contextualizing. See, which is what women do. She's very sweet. Yeah, there's just a harpy. She was a shrill harpy, and all I could think of. So Sean and I, we were at dinner. We were at Salt Lake, having a great dinner. I had the stroganoff. Porterhouse stroganoff. She had a little Chilean sea bass. Great night. And then we look over and there's this woman just screeching. You could hear all across the bar. And all I could think of was that poor bastard with her. He ruined his whole life. He's in his 50s, right? He's in his 50s and just some shrill, nasty woman. Nasty woman. Yeah, now Hillary's people tell you should be proud of that. That would be like if you're a pig man. I don't think you should be proud to be a pig man. Like just like with men say, oh, I can't cook, I'm a man. It's nothing to be proud of. Don't brag about incompetence. Don't brag about poor character. Don't brag about being a bad human being. Oh, it's great. Oh, I'm a pig man. I use women. Oh, all right, cool. It's not really cool. I mean, you do, people do what they do. But if you brag about that stuff, I'm not going to be impressed. Same thing as I'm a nasty woman. That's not something to brag about, being an evil, bad person. So yeah, just as a woman, you got to learn, because women and men are different, right? Women, they want to point out things frequently. Save it all for the end of the night. So you don't need to say every little thing. Everything that is on your mind doesn't need to be said. Wait for it. Wait for it later the night. That'll definitely get you far in life. Do I keep up with modern bodybuilding? If so, who do you think is best? No, I mean, I know who Phil Heath and Kai Green is. I'm a big fan of Kai Green's mindset stuff. I've written about Kai Green. So Kai Green is great. One guy says, I know it's important to find a woman who shares the same principles and values. Where can I find women on the right? Okay, I don't want to put anybody on blast, but I'm honest. This guy, he asked me 2 questions. The second question is, you got to find a woman who shares your values and principles. Where can I find women like that on the right? Okay. His first question was, I'm 21 and I live at home. No job. What should I do? Okay. You got to be a man of value. Before you think about finding a woman, you got to uncuck your own mind. So before you think, how do I find a woman, you got to build your value as a man. And until you build that value, you don't deserve a woman, really. I used to get in a lot of fights with the MRAs. They would go, Mike, everybody deserves love. And I would say, no, you don't. You don't deserve nothing in life. I don't know who taught you that. I don't know who told you that. You don't deserve nothing in life. So you got to become a person of value. And then if you become a man of value, then you're going to find women are not so hard to find. Definitely true. Definitely true. I'm a 21-year-old male, and I've noticed I'm very eager and open to go out and do things that have more energy, but that drops after a few hours. You're an introvert. Read The Introvert Advantage. Read my podcast on introversion. Society doesn't ever talk about introverts and introversion. So go read all that stuff on introversion. Simple as that. I'm 500 pounds. What do I do? Well, you're going to die, dude. You're going to die. And you have to decide if you want to live or you want to die. It's the reality. You're going to die. So my answer to you is you have to decide if you want to live or if you want to die. And until you make that choice, nobody can give you any kind of advice because you don't even know if you want to live. Wow, I got unbelievable. A lot of questions. Wow. Let's see. Was it really gassing or starvations, the Holocaust stuff? You got to do your own historical research on that. So a lot of people, there's a Gavin McInnes video going around. I don't know if it's real or not or if it's new or not. But a lot of people are curious about the Holocaust, and I encourage people that there's no fear to scientific research. So you should definitely read your history books. Read the history books, watch documentaries, think for yourself. I don't see any evidence that there wasn't. I've never heard a compelling case that the Holocaust didn't happen. I've never heard that case. And I've done my own homework. So people think I'm afraid to talk about all this stuff. No, I've done the research. I've read the books. I've watched all the documentaries, the edgy documentaries that people are afraid to watch. I've read it. I've not seen anything to indicate that the GIs who witnessed the death camps, who were all freaked out, were they all lying? Were all the GIs and the soldiers and everybody who went to these camps, they made it all up? That'd be quite a conspiracy. That all these people for all these years would have made all of that up. Yeah, the chat, I don't know what's going on. I imagine the chat's out of control because I'm not watching the chat. I'm just reading the Twitter DMs. Hit the like button, by the way. Hit the like button. Let's get me to 400. Let's do 500 likes and then 500 likes. Trump is a cuck. No, he's not. Do you think there's any hope for Europe, particularly Germany? I define hope. Germany, there's going to be some kind of civil war, ethnic cleansing. So there's no hope for reconciliation. Germany and Sweden is going to be the same as Israel and Gaza and all this. You're going to have to give them their own land. So Germany's going to have to carve out a piece of land for their invaders, basically. There's no other way. No other way. Who has the most guerrilla mindset in music at the moment? Fonte. Phonta. Fonte. If you had to live somewhere in the U.S. for a year and you could never go there again, where? Denver, Colorado. It's a great place. It's a great place, fun place, good food, good scenery, good hiking, good trails, very walkable, good coffee, attractive people, open spaces. But the other end of the trade is I could never go back. So I would not want to never be able to go back to New York. I would not want to never be able to go back to San Francisco. But Denver, if I had to live there for a year, but I could never go back, then Denver. What's the most important piece of advice you could give a 30-year-old forklift driver attempting a career change to become a journalist and writer? But don't become a journalist and writer. There's no money in it. But otherwise, write about what you know. Here's where people go wrong. Here's where people go wrong in life. They try to become a writer. And becoming a writer is this weird, abstract concept. So if you're a forklift driver, you're thinking, I'm going to write about X. No, write about being a forklift driver. If you can't write about what it's like to be a forklift driver, then you're not going to be able to write about other more obtuse or abstract subjects. Start as a writer. Write about what you know. Write every day. Can I read Gorilla Mindset after MAGA Mindset, or do I need time to reflect? No, MAGA Mindset is a quick read. MAGA Mindset is much less shallow than Gorilla Mindset. So if you have read MAGA Mindset, you can read Gorilla Mindset definitely right after that. You can click in the link below for Gorilla Mindset. Will you agree to becoming my honorary uncle? I will. Hey Mike, are you into Dennis Mangan's theory about iron? It has a lot of plausible basis. So one basis is that iron is what kills people, especially men. Leads to premature aging. And I'm sympathetic to that. Do you believe in past lives? And if so, how do you think it works? No, I don't believe in past lives, but I do believe in parallel simulations or parallel universes, and that a lot of what you view as deja vu is just intersection between the parallel universes. Just a brief moment of intersection. So that's my answer to that. What do you know or think about CERN? CERN, the subatomic particle accelerator thing. I know it's cool. I know the people there are way smarter than I am. So I don't know, I haven't thought through the implications of it. But people like to say, oh, they're going to create a black hole, they're going to do this. They're not able to generate enough energy to cause real harm yet. So I've never been concerned with the physics of it. They can't do enough. It's not a big enough, powerful enough accelerator. How can one stop being perpetually lazy? Well, you have to find out what you like to do first, right? So instead of saying, how do I stop being lazy because I want to do all these productive things? Just say, hey, how can I go do something I like to do? And then as you find out things you like to do, you will become less lazy. It should be, it's not more complicated than that. Chances are you're lazy because you don't like to do anything. Well, find out what you like to do. Cernovich has nice eyebrows. I get that a lot too. Good eyelashes too. Clean shaven. Yep, I clean shaved today. It's good for the exfoliation. So I clean shave about once a month. Maybe not every month, but I clean shave regularly. Not regularly. 6 weeks. Whatever. Mike, what do you think about a pro-America comic book? Cult following potential? Major cult following potential. Major. Thoughts on the universe as a simulation theory? I'm pro. The odds are that we're in a simulation, and they're, like Elon Musk said, it's 1 in a billion that we're not. Especially now as we're able to create simulations. So I definitely believe that I've never believed reality is real. I've seen too much. I've gone too many places. Anybody who's done psychedelics, when you do like a DMT type thing and you see fractals for the first time. Like right now, here's what I see. I see the outline of the briefcase or the bookcase. I see my books right there, Gorilla Mindset Black. I see the outlines of it, the curvature of the book. Right above me is a window. Okay, this isn't reality. If you're doing mushrooms or you're doing DMT, you're seeing the code. You see the code, but this is not real. This is what our eyes filter through reality, right? Our eyes are filtering the code that actually exists. So whether that code is a simulation created by robotic overlords, by God, by somebody else, I don't really know necessarily, and I don't think there's any way to prove it. But there's also the sense to a consciousness. Nobody's ever been able to answer the hard problems of consciousness. And how can we be conscious of our consciousness? How can we have a sense that I have an identity, that I exist. I'm here. How does that work, right? Did you guys ever watch that, who was it? The Insane Clown Posse's fucking magnets. How does it work, right? Fucking consciousness. How does it work? Nobody really knows. You can watch the debates. You can read Dan Dennett, David Chalmers. I've read all that stuff. Great book, The Mind's Eye. Doug Hofstadter, I think is his name. I've read all the. I was a subscriber to the Journal of Mind, Philosophy of Mind. Nobody knows how consciousness works yet. There's no answer for it yet. But all we know is that we have a movie in our head, and we're kind of sitting in the same theater watching a movie in our head, but we can also see ourselves sitting in a theater watching the movie in our head, and that's recursive. By recursive, right, it's just repeating infinitely. And what we see in the world is not what really is. We see code. Everything you see is filtered through your eyes. There's a great, where's my glasses? You ever wear a pair of blue blocker glasses? So blue blocker glasses, they block a specific frequency of ultraviolet light, the blue light. When you put on the blue blocker glasses, you see the world in different colors. So people would say, well, you're really not seeing the world in different colors. Colors exist objectively. No, they don't. It's all filtered through your eyes, through your iris, and then through your brain and what you want to expect. Did you ever read into the Mandela effect stuff? Where they talk about, is it Chick-fil-A or Chick-a-Phil? And there's a lot of people who remember things differently. Have you ever read a book and you read a word and you actually read the word, but you read it incorrectly because your brain is filtering your sense perceptions? There's all these things going on. So what we're doing is we're interpreting code, fractals, the simulation, I don't really know what it is, but we're filtering it through our eyes, through the visible light spectrum. And then our brains are filtering that for us, and then we see what we call reality. But anybody who's gone deeper into that knows it isn't really reality. So yeah, the simulation is definitely real. Hit the like button. Let's give me some likes. Give me a few likes here. Jesus is the way, the truth, the light. Well, I'm glad you believe that. Have you done TRT? Yes, I've written about it. Best juice recipe for acne. Beets, carrots, or what? Greens. Leafy greens are good for acne. Oh my God, I'm a big fan. Hello. Hold on, your question got pushed back down. I'm getting so many I can't even read it. Oh my God, I'm a big fan. My question, how do you do your hair? I have a pink hairbrush that is a detangler that Shauna uses. So what I do is, to make it look like I have right now, I rinse it out with water. I don't use shampoo. Shampoo's a scam. I take the hairbrush and I slick it all the way back American Psycho style while it's still wet. And then when my hair is damp but not wet, then I part it. And then as it takes hold, it has this kind of shape now. And of course you have to have a good stylist, but you can see how I have this kind of shape, the full-bodiedness, right? That's because once it's damp, then you comb, and then you have that nice thick, full-bodied hair. But you got to have a good stylist to give you something to work with. All right, what do we got here going on? How to get a sugar mama in LA. This easy. Go to Newport Beach. There are all kinds of divorced cougars with Range Rovers. It's easy to do. You're not going to get one in LA. You'll get one in Orange County. You don't find rich women in LA, but you can find a lot of attractive recent divorcees in Orange County. Okay, shampoo is a scam. Agree. Mike, please check out the video series by George Webb. Okay, not tonight. Heidegger has some good insights about consciousness. I agree. Another person asked you how to be less lazy. You said to find out what you like. What if you know exactly what you like, but it's the hardest thing to do? I'm great at painting, but it's hard to sit down and paint. You need to get feedback then, right? If what you're great at doing, if you're truly great at doing it, then you have to publish your work so you can get feedback from other people, and then you're going to feel good about yourself, and then you're going to want to do it more. So simple as that, right? Simple as that. Why do I do these YouTubes? Because I get feedback from people. I get more videos. If I did YouTube videos and only one person watched them and I didn't get any comments, then even though I'm great at doing YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't be motivated to do them very often. But so I'm great at Periscope and I'm great at YouTube, but if you can't get the likes, if you don't get that kind of feedback, then you just want to move on. Alright. I want peaceful solutions, so you answer that. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm about to graduate college. How can I figure out what I want to do? You got to try a lot of things. You're young. You're going to have a lot of different jobs. Work hard. Whatever your job is, work hard. Because what you want to look at any age, especially though if you're younger, but this is all true. You want to build portable job skills. Portable job skills. Let me tell you some portable skills. Can you show up on time? Can you follow instructions? Can you follow through with the project? Can you take initiative and exercise judgment within the reasonable confines of a project? Can you communicate effectively with people? You can learn that job at McDonald's, waiting tables, a white collar. You can learn. Those are the skills you want to learn. Most people can't even show up on time and perform according to the instructions. So you want to always, and then you want to build public speaking, charisma. There's a lot of other skills you want to do that are very portable. But you can learn that in any job. So build portable skills. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Get me to 300 likes. All right, we got, wow, more. Thoughts on joining the military? What are your other options in life? If you want adventure, join the infantry. Be 11 Bravo or 11 X-Ray. If you want adventure in life, then go. Your show is like a young men's magazine. Includes fashion, hair, and dating tips. Hey, I'll take that. I'll hit the like button if you answer. Wow, trying to bribe me with a like. I don't. Hold on, my Twitter is crashing because I get too many likes. Here we go. Sorry, my Twitter's crashing. Too many DMs for Twitter to handle. Twitter cannot handle the bans. Where did the beard go? The beard went... I had to shave. It's good exfoliation, right? It's good exfoliation, and you gotta shave. Go clean shaven. All right, my Twitter's crashing. So I'll read your comments now. So go ahead and type in your comments, and as soon as I hit over 300 likes, then I will answer your questions. Once we get to 300, then I'll answer. If we don't get to 300, then I won't answer. I'm going to emotionally blackmail you. What did I think about Roy Cohn? Don't think about Roy Cohn. Don't know who that is. I don't know who he is. Praise Keck. Who's your favorite bard? What is bard? Like a singer? Group. I'm in a deep house. Above and beyond. Have I seen any video lectures by Alan Watts? I have. I highly recommend Alan Watts. Very great guy. Highly influential. Watch the Alan Watts videos, especially the ones they play with the nature sounds, the rain sounds. It's beautiful. Maybe one day when I'm dead, people will do that for me. You what sore? Oh, from the gym. Will you bring me up a wine? Riesling?
Do we have any?
Yeah, there should be plenty of bottles in the fridge. So maybe one day when I die, people will play. They'll make videos of me with, what is it called? Raindrops in the background. How is the Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy theory is just unbelievable. I like how I have paid $15,000 in a lawsuit to try to obtain court records to expose pedophilia. And people are now saying that I'm working for them. But they're shills, George Soros shills. George Soros shills. What else we got going on? Mike, I feel like I judge a lot of girls. I'm being too slutty. Am I just being pretentious? Mind your own business, really. Judging people is not going to work well. Only judge people that you let into your life, right? The rest, whatever people are going to do, are going to do, man. Who are you to tell people how to live? Judge the people in your life. How to make it in life when living in a small town? I grew up in a small town. Just a small town. What is it? Small town girl living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train, going anywhere. Most people start in a small town. Read Khan Academy, teaching courses, lectures. Develop skills that you can use and you can live anywhere. You can learn anything on the internet. You guys should be listening to podcasts and teaching company, learning academies, the Khan Academy, watching MIT lectures. You ought to be on that all the time. All the time. Plenty of sex or abstain from sex on a Christian perspective. Well, if you're Christian, that is a question for your priest. If you're Catholic or your minister, your reverend, whatever it is. Mike, what to keep secret and under wraps as a public figure? Don't make things public that would embarrass people that you care about. That's my number one tip. Cheers. Biggest regret in life. My life is great. Chaos theory, remember? A butterfly could flutter its wings and cause a hurricane. So my life is fantastic. Have I gone through a lot of terrible stuff? Oh boy, you betcha. You betcha. But if I changed anything in life, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. So I don't have any regrets. I could say things that happened in my life were bad that I wish I hadn't have happened, but they built character too. Maybe I wouldn't have this character. Thoughts on Based Stickman. I did a whole podcast on him. Mike, have you ever had OCD? I can't. They're coming too fast now. Mike, you said you didn't think we could beat Paul Ryan. Yeah, it's incumbent. But I hope Paul Nealon beats him. I don't see how it happens, but I like Paul personally. So I'll do what I can. Hope I can. All right, Mike, do you ever have OCD about not being able to remember everything you experience, learn? No. Why not? Because if you have OCD and anxiety about what you're not learning, you need to focus on what you are learning. Life is all about focus. You can focus on not, or you can focus on what you got. It's always about what you got or what you're not. I focus on what I got, not what I'm not. Life is a lot better that way. Have you been in any street fights? I have. Embarrassed to say that I was in a street fight as a 33 or 34-year-old. Don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Happy about the Bitcoin ETF decision? Definitely. I didn't want the Bitcoin ETF to go through. Keep the amateurs out of Bitcoin. If you can't figure out how to buy Bitcoin, you can't figure out how to set up a Keep Key or a Ledger or a Coinbase, then just stay out of Bitcoin, right? If you need to buy an ETF, why would you need to buy a Bitcoin? Why do you need to buy Bitcoin ETF? You need to pay some idiot to buy Bitcoin for you? Right? No. Unbelievable. Mike, will you ever challenge Brian Stelter to an MMA match? No, that would be bullying. It would be bullying. What else? Best way to beat insane panic attacks that are really severe and stopping you from living your life. Gorilla mindset, meditation, and also N-acetyl-L-cysteine. I'll say that one more time. Sorry, I got distracted by my hair. I was leaning in talking to you, and then I noticed my hair, forgot what I was saying, lost my train of thought. N-acetyl-L-cysteine. N-A-C for short. Look it up. When is the apocalypse? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? PQQ, I take PQQ. I take a lot of life extension supplements. I take PQQ. I take L-carnitine, alpha-lipoic acid, CoQ10. I take NAC, N-acetyl-L-cysteine. I take Sensolin. I take a lot of stuff. I take a lot of life extension drugs. Not tons, but lots. Who knows if they work? I think they do. Cats or dogs? Dogs. Mike, how are you so red-pilled on everything? Like, honestly, it seems like with every subject you know the truth about it. How? Well, I'll tell you how. When you learn that you're lied about one subject, then you question everything you've learned. I'll give you an example. Mainstream tells you that anabolic steroids are dangerous and they will kill you. They'll say, oh my God, if you do anabolic steroids like Lyle Alzado, you get a brain tumor. Lyle Alzado had AIDS. Most people don't know this. These people, who's the guy who went on a rampage? He was a pro wrestler and he killed his family and hung himself. A very sad story. Chris Bonet, I think. The media goes, oh my God, it was the steroids. No, it was microconcussions. Microconcussions due to being hit on the mat. Microconcussions. Junior Seau killed himself, shot himself in the chest because he wanted his brain studied. Anabolic steroids are not bad for people. But everybody right now is like, oh, Mike, you're wrong. And you don't know anything about it, though. People who don't know anything about anabolic steroids are going to tell me that I'm wrong. But how do you know so much? Because CNN, fake news? Because the New York Times wrote an article about it one time? Because people on the news who lie about Trump and everything else told you they're bad? What's your actual personal knowledge? How many people you know are used? Have you ever used? I've done all kinds of stuff. And I can tell you from firsthand experience and knowing people and everybody else, it's all a lie. Steroids throw off your hormones. Ignorant conversation. You're a nice kid, so I don't want to put you on blast too much, but I'm going to correct you. Steroids are hormones. Yeah, no shit. You're fucking bringing in exogenous hormones into your body to create a super physiological effect that would be unattainable from natural hormones. It's hormonal modulation. So that is a banal statement that means absolutely nothing and adds nothing to the conversation. No offense, you've been posted good comments otherwise. But that's just the whole point is, what you said, you're just repeating you read somewhere, but you don't even know anything about the subject, which is the reality. So then you learn that everything's a lie. Wall Street is a lie, the bailouts were a lie, inside trading was a lie. What happened to World Trade Center 7? What happened to World Trade Center 7? Does anybody want to tell me what happened to that? WT7. What happened to WT7? I'm just asking questions. I'm not telling you my opinion. A little weird that nobody talks about WT. I took a poll one day on my Twitter, and I said, how many buildings fell down on 9/11? If you ever want to have a red pill, gateway drug, ask people, hey, how many buildings fell down on 9/11? Do you know what most normies are going to say? People who don't follow dangerandplay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Most people are going to say 2. Most people don't know anything about WTC7. Most people say 2 buildings fell down, 1 and 2, right? Most people don't know anything about WT7. So go ahead and ask your normie friends, not the kind of people who watch me or read Pizza Party Ben or anything. Just ask normies. Hey, how many buildings fell down on 9/11? More often than not, people will tell you 2. So why is that? Why didn't the media cover WT7? Why wasn't WT7 a bigger story? Right? And then my other question is, how many buildings have fallen down from a fire? Wasn't there a big fire in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or somewhere? The building didn't collapse. There's been a lot of skyscrapers have been on fire. So my question would be, I'm not stating my opinion here. I'm just saying, how many buildings have fallen down from a fire? And give me examples of those buildings. Tell me how many buildings, skyscrapers, have gone, right? Show me examples of skyscrapers falling down like that from a fire. Please show me. Show me. That's what I ask people, right? Show me. Show me where that's happened. I'd sure like to see. And I'd like to know why the media didn't cover WT7 very much, right? Very, very interesting. So once you ask questions about one thing, you ask questions about a lot of things. You really start to wonder what's really going on here. What percentage of the WC gold was, yeah. Why was thermite found? What happened to the gold? We might be going a little bit too deep for the normies, though. Haven't even started drinking yet. First glass of wine. First glass of wine of the day. But yeah, what happened to that? What happened to that? How much gold is in the Fed? How much money does the Fed actually have? Has the Federal Reserve ever been audited? Can they prove they have all that gold that they claim to have? Can I see the audit of the Federal Reserve? Can I see proof? Can I see pictures of the gold that the Fed says they have? I would like to see pictures. Where is it? Oh, it's in Fort Knox. Oh, it's here, it's there. Where is it? Where's all the gold? There's a lot of questions. Cernovich, you're a normie drinking wine. Well, you're blocked. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I don't buy advertising. Always remember this. I don't buy advertising. So if you're here, you found me. I didn't invade your feed telling you to click on this link. I didn't post a bikini picture and say, find out the secrets of bikini women. Click here. You found me. If you could punch one living person, who would it be? Who? We don't punch. I don't think anybody really. I don't really want to punch anybody. But if people, come up in my face. Yeah, who remembers how much money? Here's pop quiz time. We're getting a little, we're going to have a little fun, a little Riesling. I'm going to just ask questions. I'm not telling you what I believe. I'm just going to ask you questions. How much money did Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th, 2001 say went missing? How many of you people even know about that? How many of you people even know that Donald Rumsfeld testified on September 10th, 2001 about money that could be unaccounted for? Did you even know that? Do they teach that in history class? That how much money just vanished, they can't account for? That was September 10th, 2001. And then what happened on September 11th, 2001? Is that a coincidence? These are the kinds of questions that enlightened people ask. Enlightened people would say, well, isn't it interesting, isn't it peculiar even, that Donald Rumsfeld testified before Congress on September 10th, 2001, that they could not find trillions of dollars missing. Nobody knows that, though, because of what transpired the next day on September 11th. That is an interesting coincidence. Isn't it also interesting that certain people were called and told not to show up to work on 9/11? It's also interesting. Definitely, there's a lot of interesting things that make you go, right? That's all. Let's ask some questions. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, A lot of this stuff I find really interesting to think about. Yeah, Silverstein at dermatologist appointment. What a wonderful twist of fate. That the owner of the buildings that went down, he was just coincidentally had an appointment to where he wasn't at the office that day. Well, that's very, very lucky. Cheers to him. Cheers to him. Cheers, top of the morning, to the man who owned the buildings that fell down, who didn't go to work that day. Sometimes you just get lucky. We got bad luck, and then some days you get the good luck. It just happens. What's your take on the I don't know what's up with the Gavin video. Is that Gavin video even real? Hit the like button. If you want me to keep going, hit the like button. I used to think people who asked these questions were nutballs. Now I'm starting to listen. After Vault 7, right? After Vault 7, you ought to be asking a lot more questions. You ought to be asking more questions. Nothing wrong with asking questions. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with asking questions. Is Vault 7 over? I don't think so. Why did Lauren Southern leave Rebel Media? Have you watched the video? I don't want to create drama because, as you know, I don't like drama and I don't like gossip. But there was a point in the movie. There's a point in the movie in the video where Lauren Southern goes during the video. That is an unconscious tell. Do you know what I mean by an unconscious tell? When something smells bad in your unconscious mind, then you rub your nose because your nostrils aren't flared, and it's like a bad smell. It's a bad smell. So all we know for sure is that. Here, I'll see if I can find you the video. Let me find the video for you. So anybody who played poker or had, like me, anybody who's ever had to make a living reading people, studying body language, would know that there was a point in this video where she was unconscious. That's her unconscious mind telling you that something smells bad or something stinks. Now what that is, here, I'll see if I can find it for you.
Green screen all the time. And that's something that I'm super excited about for this channel.
Hold on, we'll find it.
I'm going to be doing a lot of the same things that I was doing at Rebel, like interviews, commentary videos I was doing, going to protests. But I'm also going to be doing a lot more travel and being on the ground at events where they are, because I don't have to go through kind of a process to go to report on things on the ground in Europe or wherever. I could just pick up, and I don't have to be in a 9-to-5 job.
All right, so hold on. I'll find the right part in the video. But it's also how she's playing with her hair during it. She's clearly withholding a lot of evidence. Her body. Just watch the video with the volume off. Right? Watch the video with the volume off, and only study the body language. Don't study the actual words that people tell you. That's a good tip for just life. It's a good kind of life tip in general. Is if you want to know the truth about what people are saying, don't listen to the words that they're speaking. Just watch the videos. I'm trying to find it while I'm talking to you. Okay, here we go. Whoa, here she goes. You're about to be red-pilled on the next level. Right now, live action.
For me to go independent. I've been meaning to for a while, and I can't get into too much detail about what went down at.
Whoa! Okay, did you see that? Now that you know what to look for. She goes, I can't go into too much detail of what went down. That is unconsciously her saying something stinks. Her nostrils flared up. That was the thing that I saw in the video when I watched the video for the first time. I go, oh, here, we'll show you one more time. Right?
Rebel, but I do wish them the best of luck on their future endeavors, and I hope they make awesome videos. But it is time for me to do my own thing, and I'm so excited about that because I've always been a huge believer in media just being about truth and the viewer, and I want I can't get into too much detail about what went down at Rebel, but I do wish them the best of luck.
Did you see that? I'll show you one more time.
Awesome videos.
I can't go into too much detail, but
it's time for me to go independent. I've been meaning to for a while, and I can't get into too much detail about what went down at Rebel, but I do wish them.
Right. I can't get into too much detail of what's going on at Rebel Media. Can't get into too much detail, right? So that right there, that is the only thing that I had to watch the whole video. So she can't get into too much detail, but it does stink. So whatever happened has a bad smell to it, right? So that's how that's guerrilla mindset in action. So what does it signify specifically? Well, we don't know, but all we know is that something smells bad. Something stinks. That was unconscious. Major tell. Ask any of the poker players, ask anybody. Anybody who watches that, that's all you need to watch, that little... Something stinks. What it is, we don't know. But I'm pro-Rebel, I'm pro-Gavin, I'm pro-Lauren, I'm pro-Milo, I'm pro-everybody. I'm not anti-anybody who's not Antifa. Gavin owns Rebel, but they've been getting... Gavin doesn't own Rebel. Where did anybody get the idea that Gavin McInnes owned Rebel? He doesn't... Yeah, don't know. Yeah, Ezra Levant owns Rebel. Yeah, Ezra does. Maybe Gavin has shares of something, equity or something. Maybe that's what it is. Mike, are we in a cold civil war? Yes. What's the best way to get sex? We already talked about that. What's the best way to market your book? Go to dangerandplay.com. I'll tell you how to do it. How will group conflict evolve with social media in the future? Look at what ISIS does. Dispatch. ISIS is a good model for what is going to happen with Antifa and with the right. People are going to send out telegraph blasts to each other, where to meet, where to fight, the wars, the culture code. I recommend it in one of my recent posts, so just read it. This guy is a total con artist. Prove it. Yeah, I saw the Gavin video. I don't know what to make of it. A lot of things can be taken out of context. So I am aware of the Gavin video. And I don't really know what is going on there. Oh, be sure to subscribe to this. What's the Gavin video? You're going to have to find that for yourself. The Gavin video is quite the... That's the thing. I don't want to comment on it too much because I don't really know what is going on. I don't know what's going on. Things can be taken out of context. As someone who does a lot of videos, I know that you could clip a lot of things in my videos to make it look like I'm saying things I'm not saying. George Webb had a Cernovich shout out. Mike knows about him, I bet. Some of the DMs asked me about George Webb, but I don't know who that is. So I got to be careful because you guys are sneaky, right? You guys, I deal with trolls all day. You could be asking me, he could be convicted neo-Nazi or something, right? And I don't even know, and you want me to get the soundbite. So I honestly don't know who the guy is. Is Vault 7 really the beginning of the end? Not the beginning of the end, but it's definitely going to have an impact. What's the best way to deal with Antifa? Based Stickman laid out the blueprint. What's your current workout routine? Current workout routine, today I went to the gym, did 4 sets of push-ups with a fat PVC bar. So you can make a push-up bar with a fat PVC bar. I did 4 sets of push-ups to failure on a PVC bar. 4 sets of hammer strength row, the hammer strength machine row with the plates, the plate loaded row. 3 sets of incline hammer strength press. 2 sets of tricep push downs. 3 sets of shoulders, lateral shoulder raises, and a couple sets of leg lifts. And then I took Julius for a 5-mile walk, run, sprint, jog kind of thing. So I've been doing a lot more cardio lately. Why? Because I gotta have cardio for the fights, man. It's kind of, the fighting is here, man. You gotta have the strength and you gotta have the cardio too. So I gotta have good cardio. I've been doing a lot of hill sprints. My cardio game is on point. So if I'm out giving a speaking event and people are trying to start a fight with me, then my cardio game is on point. Be very careful. If you're going to try to start a fight with me, be very careful, because I've been doing a lot of hill sprints, putting a lot of high-intensity intervals on the road, and I can hit hard. I punch hard. Feel sorry for the first SJW that started trouble. Me too. Ironically, it was an alt-right guy that started trouble with me. Antifa left me alone, but an alt-right guy came to a party, started talking shit to me. Luckily for him, I don't punch. Well, I mean, if I have to, I would, but I know how to escalate. So yeah, Antifa has never started any trouble with me yet. What did you miss? You missed everything. We've been hanging out for an hour. Been hanging for an hour. Most guys exhausted after 30 seconds. Yeah, exactly. No, most people got no cardio gains at all. Most people got no cardio gains at all. You gotta do the hill sprints, for sure. Are you on the West Coast? Yeah. Keeps freezing. Is it CIA? Who knows? Breathe when you fight. Wim Hof breathing. Big believer in Wim Hof breathing. In fact, that's why we're nice to Joe Rogan. A lot of people go, Mike, Joe Rogan banned you from his podcast. Why are you not mean to Joe? Why do you troll Joe Rogan? Well, because Joe Rogan has had Wim Hof on there. The Joe Rogan podcast, when he has people like Wim Hof on there, Steve Maxwell, it's a great podcast. It's only when Brian Callahan and those guys talk politics that it becomes embarrassing. It's humiliating to watch Brian Callahan try to talk about politics. These idiots, they don't have any inside sources. They don't know anybody. They don't have any people at any level tell them anything. Just, here's what I read on CNN. Here's what I read on WAPO. But Joe does great work. He just doesn't want... Well, Joe's a bully. I mean, you saw it with the Steve Crowder thing. Joe's a bully. You saw Joe try to bully Milo. You saw Joe try to bully Crowder. And a debate with me and Joe Rogan would be not good for him. So he knows that. So yeah, Joe is a bully at heart. Look at how he treated Steven Crowder. That was a disgrace, really. He got away with bullying Milo. So if he tried to bully me the way he bullied Crowder, I would shred him. It would be because I like to debate. Crowder is a nice guy. But I like that kind of stuff. So I'll go hard. Joe's not intellectual. Joe's a good guy, don't get me wrong. But he's definitely not intellectual, and he wouldn't be able to go one-on-one with me. So instead, when everybody goes, Joe, why won't you have Mike on? He won't even answer you. That's the funny thing about Joe is he won't even answer. When people mention my name, he dodges. He won't even answer. He just completely dodges them. And it was also funny because Dave Rubin goes, have you heard of Mike Cernovich? And Joe Rogan goes, yeah. Dave Rubin goes, you should have Mike on your podcast. And Joe goes, and looks down. Scott Adams was on his podcast. Scott goes, you should have Cernovich on your podcast. Joe goes, I need to smoke some weed. Because he couldn't bully me like he bullied Crowder. It's just the reality. But Wim Hof stuff is great. So I'm, like I said, pro Joe Rogan. I'm way pro. So I will not ever troll Joe. He's not intellectual. Definitely not intellectual. You and others need to organize a mass exodus from Twitter. Maybe. There's already Gab, Gab.ai. Gab.ai is good. Gab.ai is good. If you saw Soros in an isolated area, what would you do? Oh, wow. I'm not going to tell you that, because then if something happened, I'd get blamed. But if anything happened to Donald Trump, If anything happened to Donald Trump, a lot of things would change. Definitely a lot of things would change. That's all I'm going to say about that. ESPN, they're losing like 2,000 subscribers every day. ESPN is hurting. They are hurting. Mike, I'm physically active. I seem to get problems with concentrating. Any tips? Meditation. What's the best way to get laid? Well, I already answered your question, so you're blocked. Hit the like button. I want 400 likes. Give me 400 likes. ESPN, they're losing 10,000. 10,000 likes, or they're losing 10,000 subscribers paid a day. Man. And they're locked into all these big contracts with the sports teams and leagues. It's great. I feel you on the hill. Yeah, hill sprints are the best. It's cardio, builds your legs up, teaches you not to fall. You got to have strong legs under you. Is the U.S. Civil War a crisis and consolidation strategy? No, I think we really are that divided. I don't think that there are grand puppet masters who want a civil war because they realize now it would not go well for them. How to do well in school and also while being red pill and attempting to be alpha. Well, you don't attempt to be alpha, you are, you aren't. You are, you aren't. Mike, it's 7 a.m. in Hungary and you are streaming now. What time is it there? I don't know. Midnight here? I've said Budapest, Hungary, I could live the rest of my life in. Budapest, very, very top tier. If I didn't have a daughter right now that I wanted close to her grandparents, I would be living in Hungary. So that is, if my daughter, I didn't want her near her grandparents, I would be splitting my time between Paris and Budapest, Hungary. Who would win in a fight between me and Joe Rogan? Probably Joe. Depends how Joe's back is. If Joe's back is on point, Joe, he's got some, heavy, hard kicks, man. I got reach advantage, but he's got some nasty leg kicks, and his BJJ is way better than mine. So, if Joe's back is good, then I would put the money on Joe. How to get rid of deep state? I don't know either. Good luck. Good luck. Why doesn't the establishment attack Molly meme? He doesn't talk to the media. Stefan Molyneux will not talk to any media anytime. So if you never talk to the media, then it is hard to get hit jobs on you because you just ignore them. Same way with Paul Joseph Watson. If you completely ignore the media, it's hard for them to do hit jobs on you. They don't like to do hit jobs on people who won't even acknowledge them. Preet Bahara, thoughts. He never sent anybody to Wall Street to jail. Total media myth. People call him the cop of Wall Street. Why? Because he made banks pay a few fines that were far less than the profits the banks made by breaking the law. He never sent anybody to prison. Total media myth. Complete trash. Total trash. I'm glad he's gone. Good riddance. Hit the like button. Let's go to 400. How can you convert to Judaism? Go find a rabbi. Favorite film director? Mike Cernovich. Probably Clint Eastwood. Or Mel Gibson. Probably Mel Gibson is my favorite director. Hacksaw Ridge was great. Should I? Well, if it's consensual, you should do whatever you want to do. Are you going to the D.C. March? I'm not planning on attending any marches in D.C. I'm not going to do any traveling for a while. I'm under surveillance. So Hacksaw Ridge was very good. So I'm not doing much travel because I am being followed. Under surveillance. No big deal. Not going to cry about it. Polanski may come back to the USA. Well, if he does, we'll make sure he goes in jail. Good luck for that. Charles Bronson is good. Ben Shapiro, irrelevant. Mel Gibson is 61 and has a 20... Yeah, Mel Gibson's living the dream.
Isn't she pregnant too?
Yeah, he's fertile too. Yeah. This guy is a weirdo. Oh, God, you're ugly. Damn, bro. Get a decent haircut. The Young Turks, morbid obesity. They deny the Holocaust, the Armenian Holocaust, the Armenian genocide. Have you noticed that Trump does what you tell him to do? Well, Trump doesn't tell anybody does, but it is nice to know that I have a direct line of influence. When I suggest things, people realize that what I suggest is true, and they do it. So that is very good. How much have you practiced for the Sam Harris debate? He backed out of the debate, but I could debate him like that. Thank you for answering me. You're welcome. How much do you lift? Enough. Enough to fill out a t-shirt. Young Turks are cancer, sure. Don't judge your haircut. I don't know. Show it to me first. Why is Priebus still there? Because Trump needed the GOP infrastructure for the election. So the deal with the devil, the deal with the GOP was that for Trump to be able to use all the GOP mailing lists, the GOP infrastructure, the GOP voter phone numbers and everything, he had to make Reince Priebus a whatever.
So was that an act at CPAC where Bannon and Reince acted all buddy?
Well, defined act. Your stream crashes a lot. I know. Deep state, bros. Deep state. It's up to the people to get rid of Paul Ryan. Hey, I fully support that. All right. I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you subscribe. Before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell to get the notifications. What do I think of Jesse James on InfoWars? I haven't seen that episode, but I am pro Jesse James for sure. So yeah, be sure to hit the like button on this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. We'll be doing more of these videos. They're fun. I like talking to you all. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com. Gorilla Mindset.